What if one simple budgeting rule could completely change the way you manage money? A few weeks ago, I decided to find out for myself. For the next 30 days, I followed the famous 50-30-20 budgeting rule as closely as possible. No complicated spreadsheets, no extreme saving challenges, just one simple system.
And honestly, the results surprised me.
In this video, I'll share exactly what worked, what didn't, the mistakes I made, and whether I think the 50-30-20 rule is actually worth trying in 2026. Let's get started. First, if you've never heard of the 50-30-20 rule, here's how it works.
The idea is simple.
50% of your income goes toward your needs. These are essential expenses like rent, groceries, utilities, transportation, insurance, and other bills you absolutely have to pay. 30% goes toward your wants. This includes things like dining out, entertainment, shopping, vacations, streaming subscriptions, and hobbies. The final 20% goes toward your future. That's money for saving, investing, paying down debt, or building an emergency fund. It sounds incredibly simple.
But I quickly realized that following it consistently was much harder than I expected.
On day one, I looked through my bank statements from the previous month.
And honestly, it was eye-opening.
I wasn't wasting thousands of dollars.
Instead, I was spending small amounts almost every day without thinking.
Coffee, food delivery, online shopping, random subscriptions.
None of them felt expensive on their own. But together, they added up to a surprising amount.
That was my first lesson.
Small daily habits matter far more than most people realize. During the first week, I started tracking every single expense. Every purchase, every payment, every subscription.
At first, it felt like a lot of work.
But after just a few days, I noticed something interesting.
Simply tracking my spending made me spend less.
I started asking myself one simple question before buying anything.
Do I actually need this? Or do I just want it right now?
That one question probably saved me more money than any budgeting app. The second week was the hardest.
This was when I had to make real decisions. I cooked at home more often instead of ordering takeout. I canceled a couple of subscriptions I barely used. I delayed impulse purchases by 24 hours.
And surprisingly, most of those impulse purchases never happened. I realized that many things I thought I wanted were just temporary emotions.
Not actual needs.
By the end of week 2, I already felt more in control of my money than I had in months.
But the biggest surprise was still waiting for me. The biggest surprise came during the third week.
I wasn't just saving more money. I was worrying about money less.
Before this challenge, I often wondered where my paycheck disappeared each month. Now I knew exactly where every dollar was going.
That gave me something more valuable than extra cash.
It gave me confidence. By week 3, I also started moving the 20% into savings and investments before spending money on anything else.
This is often called paying yourself first.
Instead of saving whatever happened to be left at the end of the month, I treated saving like any other important bill. And honestly, that small mindset shift made a huge difference. I also learned that budgeting doesn't mean you can never enjoy your money. The 30% for wants gave me permission to spend without feeling guilty. If I wanted to go out with friends or watch a movie, I could, because it was already part of the plan. That's what made this budgeting method feel realistic instead of restrictive. Of course, the challenge wasn't perfect.
There were days when unexpected expenses showed up.
One week, I had a higher grocery bill than expected.
Another time, I almost bought something online, simply because it was on sale.
That's when I realized another important lesson. A discount isn't saving money if you didn't need the item in the first place. It was the awareness I gained. Instead of asking, "Can I afford this?" I started asking, "Does this purchase help me reach my financial goals?"
That single question changed the way I looked at spending.
So, what were my results after 30 days?
I spent less on impulse purchases.
I saved more than I expected. I felt less financial stress. And for the first time in a long time, I had a clear plan for every dollar I earned. Does that mean the 50-30-20 rule is perfect?
Not necessarily.
If you live in an expensive city or have a very high housing cost, your percentages may need to change. Some people may need to spend more than 50% on necessities. Others may choose to save more than 20%. And that's okay. The rule isn't about being perfect. It's about giving your money a purpose.
So, would I recommend the 50-30-20 budgeting rule?
Absolutely. Especially if you're just getting started with personal finance.
It's simple.
It's flexible.
And most importantly, it's easy to stick with over the long term.
Remember, building wealth isn't about making one huge financial decision. It's about making hundreds of small, smart decisions consistently. Every dollar you save, every unnecessary purchase you avoid, every investment you make.
Those choices add up over time.
If you've never tried budgeting before, challenge yourself to follow the 50-30-20 rule for the next 30 days.
You might be surprised by what you learn, not just about your money, but about your habits.
If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications for more practical personal finance and investing tips every week.
I'd also love to hear from you.
Have you ever tried the 50-30-20 budgeting rule? Or are you planning to start after watching this video? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Keep saving, keep investing, and keep building your financial future. I'll see you in the next video.